In this video, I will share 6 lessons from the book called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's one of the most famous and oldest financial books. The book tells a story that happened in Babylon during ancient times. The book's written in a story format. Basically, a young man asks a rich person to mentor him, and the rich man slowly teaches him the rules of wealth. Most of the ideas in the book seem to be common sense, but that doesn't mean that it is also a common practice. First lesson: pay yourself first. For every 10 coins you earn, give yourself 1 coin first. No matter how much you earn, set aside at least these 10% of your earnings for investment before you spend on anything else. Now you might say, but isn't all I earn mine to keep? Well, unfortunately, it's not. The government takes its share first, and then you pay for rent, insurance, etc. In the book, there's an analogy between expenses and slavery. It's a very powerful way to see every expense as you being a slave for someone else. If I earn $3,000 a month and pay $1,000 for rent, then it means 10 days I slave for my landlord, 2 days for my insurance company, 1 day for my internet provider, etc. And that's how most of us end up paying everyone else, but not ourselves. Now, one group of people watching the video is going to say that 10% is too much to save for investment. If you are among this group, then imagine the following scenario. Let's say you go to work tomorrow and your boss tells you that the company is in a very bad situation and he has to fire you, or you have to agree to work with a 10% less salary. I'm sure you'll be very angry, you'll complain for a while, but you're not going to quit your job. After a while, you will adjust to the new situation and will not even feel the difference in the quality of your life. I personally think that you don't have to start with 10%. You can even start with 3 or 5%. The important thing is to start with some amount so that you start training your saving muscles. Another powerful analogy is to see every euro you save and invest as a new soldier you add to your army who is going to fight day and night tirelessly to capture another soldier to work for you, and that newly captured soldier will also fight to capture another soldier. This process will keep continuing. But if you start spending, then you'll start killing your own soldiers. Now, I would like to tell you my opinion about this lesson because it is the central idea of this book. Many people who read the book start saving 10% and investing for the long term and rely on this strategy to make them rich. I did the same thing myself, but then stopped it. And here's the reason. When you invest long term, compound interest requires a long time to see the result, and most of the result comes in the final stage of your life when you're already old. For example, if you invest $100,000 with a 10% annual return for 40 years, your final investment will be worth $4.5 million, which sounds great. But what most people don't realize is that after 30 years, your investment will be worth $1.7 million, and after 20 years, only $672 if everything goes well. Yes, you can earn a lot of money by relying on compound interest and investing in the long term. But here is the big question. Do you really want to wait to be rich until you are 65 years old? Do you want to wait to drive your dream car until you are 65 years old? I don't know about you, but I don't want that. I want to enjoy life when I'm young, when there is life energy within me. I'm not saying that saving 10% and investing it for the long term does not work. No, it works. And for many people, it's a great way. But if you are young and want to get rich while you are young, then saving 10% and investing for the long term might not be a good way to go. That's the reason I stopped investing in the long term and started to put my 10% savings into business opportunities. And the book that made me change my mind is called The Millionaire Fast Lane, which I will summarize very soon on this channel. Lesson number 2. Only take advice from people who are skilled in that field. The book illustrates this with a story of the main character investing his money with foreign jewel traders that promised to bring back rare jewels for cheap. He was scammed and brought back fake jewels. If you ask me, I would say it's not enough to rely on experts. You have to understand the industry and do your own research before you meet with an expert. My experience has taught me 3 big lessons about the experts, especially in the financial field. First, experts are people who are hired by the company and get paid by the company. So whose interests is he going to defend? Mine or the company's who pays for his salary? So I'm usually skeptical about what they are offering to me because what they're offering is usually in the best interest of the company, not mine. Second, whenever some experts tell me that this is the best product to invest in, I always ask if he personally invests in it. If this is such a great opportunity, most of the time what I find is that he is trying to sell something that he does not eat himself. The best investment opportunities don't require advertisement in a brochure. In fact, the best investment opportunities don't even leave the office room. It gets consumed internally. When a real estate company or its employee finds the best property, he doesn't go and advertise it on the website. If he can buy it, he buys it himself or makes sure that it is purchased internally by his company or colleagues around him. My third lesson with the experts is all about the fees. Fees are the killers of your earnings, especially in the long run. However, most of the time, fees are introduced as a minor point. They usually say it's just a 1% fee. It's not a lot or it's not a big deal. But let me give you an example, and you'll see how a 1% fee makes a huge difference in the long run. Let's say your grandmother gives you and your brother $100,000 each as a gift. Both of you think that you are young and don't need the money now, so you decide to invest it for the long term. Your brother does research and finds a company that charges a 1% fee and pays 11% interest. However, you don't do research and you invest with a company that charges a 2% fee and also pays 11% interest. Let's fast forward 30 years and see how the 1% difference in the fees impacted your earnings. After 30 years, your brother's total earnings will be around $744,000, but your earnings will be $1,326. As you can see, everything is the same. Only the 1% difference in the fees led to $418,000 fewer earnings compared to your brother. In other words, you lose 23.9% of your earnings because of a 1% difference in fees.